All right, everybody, Instagram time. I know a lot of you all are pumped about the possibilities of Instagram and your digital marketing strategy. Let's dive into the Facebook ad platform. All right, guys. So in this video, we're going to talk about Instagram. So at the end of 2018, Instagram had over 800 million active monthly users, a very large and a very active platform. And I remember in 2015 when Instagram started allowing ads on their platform. When Facebook acquired Instagram, so Instagram was a standalone company that Facebook purchased, it was a great move for Facebook because Facebook's always running out of inventory, right? Every day, there are more and more advertisers wanting to market on the platform. And so by purchasing platforms like Instagram or by allowing ads inside of Messenger, it gives Facebook more ad real estate to play with. And so this was a huge deal because Facebook had acquired an entire company that was going to give them so much more ad real estate. And that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. But what's important to remember, as you guys should be familiar with from a few videos ago, is that Instagram functions as a placement inside of Facebook's ad manager. So it's not a standalone ad platform where we have to go into Instagram and manage our ads or go into Facebook and manage our ads. The Instagram ad management is done inside of Ads Manager, so it makes it easier for all of us. You can see here that I'm at the ad set level and I'm under placement, and you can see that Instagram is its own product here in the placement level. So we have feed and we have stories. And for those of you guys that don't use Instagram personally or never have run ads on Instagram, the feed is very similar to a Facebook feed, right? And so you can see we have an image here with a learn more banner. That's going to click over to our link. And then we have copy, right? Very similar to Facebook. Now, what's important to keep in mind with Instagram is that it is very visual heavy, right? The platform was built for people to share photos and videos. And so even more so than on Facebook, the creative is very, very important here. The creative is the most important aspect of an Instagram ad because it is what the consumer is going to first see. It's also important to keep in mind that people are used to seeing more professional type photography on Instagram, or even if it's not professional, they're used to seeing a lot of photos from friends and family. So it's much better to use native, more personal looking photos, something that you took on your iPhone versus a cartoon image that your designer made when running Instagram ads in the news feed, because it looks more native and you will get more interactions because it won't stand out to be such an ad. So you can see even here, for example, this is a market that Instagram's using it as an example, and they have a photo of one of their dishes here as the image. So this is the feed, and then there are also stories. So stories are clickable. They're clickable photos or videos or experiences that people can post that last for 24 hours. Instagram stories are hugely untapped. There's a ton of inventory here, and you can get really cheap and effective results from this placement. The only thing that's different with the stories is that they take up the full screen, as you can see here. They only last for a certain amount of time. You can see the timer up here at the top. And instead of asking someone to click, what they're going to do to interact with your ad is actually swipe up to visit your website or whatever you're looking for them to do. So on Instagram, we have a feed and we also have stories. And you want to make sure that you are uploading different creatives for both of these so that you're meeting the size requirements and the functionality of both of these placements, right? So that's called asset customization. It allows you to select different images or videos for each placement within a single ad, right? So even though all of these are the same ad, we can upload specific creatives for each of these placements to make sure we're fitting the right sizing and aspect ratios here. So remember, we have the feed and the stories, both on Instagram, but a bit different. So let's talk about aspect ratios. This is a great guide that Facebook has to send to your designer or to use for yourself if you're creating your own ad creatives, just to let you know what the sizing should look like. So for feeds, right, and especially Instagram feeds, Facebook recommends a 4:5 ratio, but you can also use 1:1. Right? And then for stories, they recommend a 9:16 ratio so that you can capture the full screen. Right? You can also use a 4:5 aspect ratio if you would like to. So we've got a square sizing for the feeds, and then we have a full portrait vertical sizing for the Insta stories. And I do recommend having some text on your Insta stories that ask people to swipe up to take whatever action you're wanting them to take, right? Something else that I wanted to tell you guys about Instagram is I wanted to tell you about Instagram shopping. So this is especially important for people with e-commerce stores. And if you have a product catalog that you synced with Facebook so that Facebook knows what inventory is in your store. And what's really cool about shopping, Instagram shopping, is that you can actually add certain products that are in your store to an Instagram feed post or to an Instagram story. So as you can see here on this demo, someone was able to view this belt, for example, in their newsfeed. They were able to see the price and they're able to immediately click over to Shopify to shop that specific belt, right? Which is really, really cool. So what you're able to do is whether you're uploading a photo of, a meal that someone could maybe purchase on your website to be delivered, or whether it's a pair of pants, someone doesn't have to view your pair of pants, desire them, click over to your website, and then find those pants to purchase. They can see what the product is called, how much it cost, and they can immediately start to shop that specific product right from Instagram. As you can see, it also allows them to save certain products to the shopping part of their Instagram account so that they can go back later and shop in case they're not ready to purchase right now. So Instagram shopping is really powerful. As I said, if you're an e-commerce company, and Instagram also works for organic posts, right? It doesn't just have to be ads. So I wanted to make sure that you guys were aware of this. And Facebook has an awesome guide here for how to set up shopping on Instagram. So first, you want to make sure you meet the requirements, which basically means you've converted to a business profile and you're complying with Instagram's commerce policies. Step 2 is to connect your Instagram business profile to a Facebook catalog. So they have instructions for this here. This is essentially making sure that Instagram can speak to your e-commerce store. Step 3, Facebook's going to review your account to make sure that you're following all of the rules. And then step 4, you can add product tags or stickers on Instagram. So under your options, you can go to shopping And this is where you can start to tag certain posts with the products that they are promoting, right? And the difference between the tags and the stickers. So the tags are for your feed, and the stickers are to be used if you're wanting to sticker an Instagram story with a particular product or products that they could shop. And then step 5, create a shopping post or story, right? So after these are set up, you can then actually go ahead and post to your feed, tagging in whatever physical product. It doesn't even have to be physical, but tagging in whatever product is for sale there. So Facebook has a great step-by-step guide on how to do Instagram shopping. But Instagram, as I said in the beginning of this video, guys, is simply a placement inside of Facebook Ads Manager. But what is important is that you keep in mind that the consumer is not on Facebook when they're seeing these ads. They are on Instagram. So although you can use, the same ad copy and a really similar creative, and you do want to look at this as another placement so it doesn't become too complicated for you, you also want to make sure that you are uploading creatives that fit the aspect ratio and the sizing of the Instagram feed and the story. And that you do want to make sure you are aware of the context that this person is inside of Instagram. And so if your creative, for example, is more cartoon-like on Facebook, you might want to try something that looks a bit more personal, or a creative that fits more into the Instagram feed, so that you don't scream, "Hey, I'm an advertiser, mark me as spam," right? And same thing with stories. You want to make sure that you have a bit of text on the image, or if you're using a video, you're asking someone to swipe up to take the action that you are requiring. But Instagram has been an amazing addition to the Facebook ad platform. I've been getting great results on Instagram the last few years. Again, there's so much inventory here, especially in the stories. So go ahead, take advantage of this. Again, it's found under the placement area. When you're setting up your ad set, you just want to make sure these 2 buttons are clicked and you're good to go. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.